Alright guys, this particular video we would be looking at based on we would be our content itself, the idea of the content, and then the internal aspects of the content. And then also we're going to be using so the reader can actually enjoy it and see more engaging elements inside the ebook itself. And then finally we're going to be uploading our product on Seller. Okay, and while uploading our product on Seller, this is where we're going to be. This is just an extra. You can easily come here to basically these are basically the things we're going to be using for this particular tutorial. Okay, so I am currently looking at the charts. I think we can start in the next. All right, I can see some of ending ideas of let's be very clear here in chat. I want to create a relationship ebook on trending concepts, or you can even say highly searched, related that solves a problem. Okay, so but then let's just see trending concepts on relationship. Let's just see what chat has for us first of all, and then we can select from there. Okay, so we have here the first thing of stressing. I don't know, male versus female thinking. How to important. Okay, let's scroll and we just need to look through and look at something that yeah, this would actually be solving a problem all right. Okay, great. So how to stay valuable in a relationship, avoiding becoming too available. Why relationships fail in the digital age. This looks good. Why relationships fail in the digital age. Okay, I think I'm gonna why relationship fail in digital age. So I can say I love this one. All right. Now we're gonna use chat to generate a complete. Okay, so I want you content and the if you just tell chat to write a complete, sure you don't want that. I'm sure you want chat to actually explain everything in detail so it feels very relatable. Okay, okay, all right, perfect. Okay, so now yeah, points very detailed in a descriptive manner. And so now all we have to do now is just wait for chat to generate the complete internal content for us. And then once it generates everything, we can read through and so over here we have the last. All right, so introduction. There was a time when relationships in it and you just forget about what is happening around you. You want to look for something that have a whole lot of hooking. So now chat is generate. I'm going to be doing that using Canva. All right. So now I'm going to switch to canva.com. Then feel free to do the same thing on your mobile device. Okay, you can do the same thing on your mobile device. All you have to do is to just go to either your now once you search for it, you want to download install.com. Okay, but you can search for ebook multiple pages. Okay, so ebook multiple pages and then enter design. So let's look for something that looks very simple. I don't go for this one over here. I think I like this one. I love the fact that it has a whole lot of areas where we can add pictures because I want this ebook I'm about to sell to. I want to come here to customize this stem itself. Now, here, great. Now let's begin properly. So I'm going to come here to chat again and I'm going to be copying and pasting everything. Then I'm going to do the skin and all. Okay, that's basically what the skinning is about. Okay, so now let's begin properly. So I'm going to copy this. This is going to be the title and the subtitle. Come back here to chat. Come back, I want to paste everything here, and then in the first text this, and then I'm going to copy this particular subtitle. Copy, delete it from this text box, and then come here to the smaller one and then paste it. What you have in mind. So I'm going to bring this low, more vertical. Oh, I think it's Nah, I think it's way better this way. Yeah, so I'm just going to change the font. For you to actually change the font, feel free to select the fonts over here. One of them here, this is actually, okay. So we have Love in Digital Age. And then the next thing here is the subtitle itself. I think I'm going to have to make this one bigger a bit. Simple and clear. I think this is fine. And now I can delete this one. Just highlight this as well. And then you can insert your name. And in case on the template you're using, you don't have enough, text box for you to write in other things, feel free to select any one of the text box and then click on duplicate. So now I have Kensington here. I'm going to take it to the bottom of all these things. Even though I'm going to add frames and the images, okay, I only need one frame and image. All right, so we're going to focus on this one. All right, so this is the one I'm going to add a very nice picture. Have the frame. So anytime we have, any random image we want to use, all we have to do is to drag it inside this frame and automatically it's going to be filled out. All right, so that's basically how it works. So let's come here to, once you're here in elements, graphics, just type in a keyword. So I'm going to type in relationship, for example, relationship. All right, so let's see what we have here in relationship. I'm going to golden crown. It means it is paid. All right, this picture. So you can see I'm just going to drag it inside the frame and now we have our image field. It looks perfect this way. So now let's proceed by going to a skeleton. Then later on we can start doing the organization. Now the next thing here in this template is the table of content. Let's see if we have a table of content here. Depends on the type of ebook you're making. If you want to add a table of that, I'm going to be deleting this page completely. For you to, you're going to see delete page. Okay, so you can simply doing is generating the to Canva to actually enjoy what they're reading. Great. So now I can delete this for your ebook. So I'm going to take this to the top as well. Now I'm going to go here and paste it. Great. So now as you guys can see here, we also have some images. So I think I'm gonna use these images. So I can as well delete all introduction text is not really where you have advanced settings in the spacing. So it draws out more and then from there you can even increase it so it's more visible. And in case you still don't like the font, come here to the font area and then change it to something that is way more visible. Okay, so let's look for something that is better than this. I think I'm gonna go for this one. I'm trying to make it closer. Out something that looks clearer. This doesn't look as. We're gonna go for this one, Archival Black, inside the ebook. So as you guys can see, it's complete. Everything is inside the ebook. So now what we want to do here is to add more images. I'm gonna come here to elements, look for more random pictures I can use. All right, so I'm gonna use this one. All right, come back here to element again. Let's look for another free one. It looks so good. So now let's move, easier for myself. So that what we're going to be doing is to be, do from the scratch. So as to all this, I'm going to start by editing the chapter one. And then once I'm done editing the chapter one, I'm just going to duplicate the page and then keep on editing chapter two, chapter three till the end. Okay. Now let's begin with the chapter. Copy. We come back here again to Canva. Okay, we're gonna paste everything here. And if you guys notice, we have several text box over here. We have a thing. Now I can also, okay, I'm gonna delete this one. All right, now I can select everything here and then paste this as well. And as you guys can see, it looks so good. Okay, let's just copy it. And of endless options for chapter one. And then we can, delete this area. And now we have all chapter one complete. Okay, so later on we can start. Okay, so now I'm going to duplicate this page. Okay, I'm going to come here to grid view. You can do the same thing on your mobile device. Come here to grid view and then just ensure with this purple and then you want to duplicate the pages. So I'm going to do like 10. Okay, so we're going to be able to replace everything till chapter 10. So this is going to be for chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the process continues till we're done with all the skeleton of the ebook itself. So now we're going to change this to chapter 2. So chapter 2, come back here again. All right, so I'm going to copy this. When communication becomes superficial. All right, this book is actually going to be very. Okay, so when communication becomes superficial, let's copy the content itself. All right, so copy, Control C, come back here, chapter 3. Okay, and then let's come back here. What's chapter 3 about? Preferring love instead of leaving it. And then once you're finally done doing everything, you also want to ensure you're reading through so you can, understand what exactly you're about to sell as well. Okay, so I'm going to copy, right? Come back here, Control A, Control V, paste everything. Come here for chapter 4. Ouch. Come here again, the same thing. We're basically doing. So Control C, come back here again, paste this, come here in today's word. All right, Control C, copy everything, paste it over here. Okay, come here again. So paste it over here as well. Come here again, come back here again, paste it. So we're done with chapter 5, and then let's move to chapter 6. And yeah, it's not compulsory you copy everything chat provides. It's not necessary. I'm just trying to ensure that at least I put everything, but it's also not necessary you do the same thing. Okay, you can just pick part of the chapters, remove the ones you don't want it to be there, add the ones that has a whole lot of value and gain misinterpretation and all. So I'm just going to reduce this a bit for the meantime, and then I'm going to come back here as well and then copy all this. All right, so copy, come back here as well, delete all this other, do the same thing I made mention of, this three dots over here, delete. This is gonna be the conclusion. So I'm gonna come back here for conclusion. So Ctrl C, we edit it. So now we have to do the skin. So I'm gonna copy this as well again. So I'm gonna copy all of this over here for the conclusion. Great, and now we'll finally, so now it's time for us to do the organization attractive. Okay, so now we'll, okay, 3. All right, this is chapter 1, sorry, page 3. So I'm going to delete all this. These are not necessary. We'll delete everything that is not necessary. Options, and if you guys notice, let me zoom in a bit. You'll see that we have them listed. We don't want them listed, obviously. So I'm going to delete all this listing and more attractive out. We can raise this up a bit, and now we can add more images here. So I'm going to come here to element, look for more images. And in case you don't want to use the images here in case you don't want to use the images here in Canva, feel free to come here to free pick. You can go to the site free pick. You can get, free stock images you can use as well. Okay. Look for something, free again. So I love this one. All right. And I love this sunset kind of picture. This looks great. Romantic kind of blend this color. So I'm going to change this. For you to actually change the color of the background or the color of the entire template, all you have to do is to just click on the normal background and then, so I want it to be pink. Okay, so this is pink, this is purple, this is pink. All right, I want it to be this way, not really completely pink. I love it this way. Canva is going to highlight that. I'm going to, in fact, you can even do it in two ways. You can make them two colors. We have one pink, we have the other white, we have, not necessarily white though, but let's just make it have two colors mixed. This looks perfect, guys. So that design, that color we used. So okay, so change all. You guys can see that all the text itself are white. All right. Let's come here again, so you don't waste time. Just ensure you're using change all. Icon, we need to remove everything. Okay, this is not a listing. Okay, so I'm gonna go up a bit. All right, close these pages. Just keep removing as many things as you can over here. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this as well. Okay, so you can space them. This is not necessary. I'm gonna delete all this. In case you don't want to add pictures, for example, feel free to delete the frames. Let's say you want to add time. Don't select photos, select graphics. So here in graphics, you can see a whole lot of simple graphics elements you can just use. Okay, so I want to use something that perfect. So I want to use this one here. Okay, I'm going to use this here in the design. Okay, so perfect. I also top as well, take this to the top. All right, so it looks perfect. I'm going to delete this one here. Okay, and very visible for people this particular area to drag it out. So we're basically doing the same thing. If you want to use more images, if you want to use a single image, I think here I'm going to use a single image, and then I'm going to drag it down, as you guys can see. So it looks perfect. I love this one, so I'm going to use this. So the same thing here. I'm going to remove all the listing. I'm going to remove all the listing, remove all the listing. And then what you want to finally do here is to spread them out so it looks way beautiful. And then final thing here is to increase perfect. All right, let's delete this, take this to the top. Okay, now let's remove this last listing here. It looks very organized. Okay, I'm going to the top. I don't want to use and go back to graphics. I can even put it in the background. It's all about design. So I can decide to make it even more blur, highlight it, and make it more transparent. Mine. With Canva, you can design with a whole no limits. It all depends on what you have in mind. Okay, so I'm gonna make it this way for this particular page. All right, so remove all this is perfect. Particular page, I want it to be in the center. I want the text to be, so I'm gonna leave it this same way. But this time, I'm just gonna make the fonts bigger as well. All right, so perfect. So now we can move to the next chapter, which is basically chapter 5. It's not necessary. Delete all this listing. Just simply click on the text. But this is how to go about it. It didn't even come that giving in the space. And then I want to use here to elements, search for, or let's look for pictures again. That is golden crown simply means that you have to pay for it. Okay, so now we're done with chapter 5. Chapter 6 to the top, take the title to the top, listing easily. Okay, like this. Okay, this is too much. You want to add a frame, like a side of frame to your pages. For example, I can say frames, and if I type in frames, you're gonna see a whole lot of stuff or angle. Okay, so we just look for something that is free. Is to just take this to it. There are a whole lot of things you can play with. Okay, but yeah, it's all about what you want. Okay, so let's just use a normal picture instead. I just look for love. I love this picture. I'm gonna use it. Come here again to elements. Let's look for flower. Oh, okay, let's use this. Okay, I love this one as well. I'm gonna use it for the last frame. Okay, so I can increase all this to the top and then increase this as well. Joanita Designs. Yeah, sales, right? How to properly sell, how to go about selling. I'm going to focus on multiple videos on teaching you guys how to do that. Okay, so Joanita, I can see your comments. I can see your comment. More videos on how. All right. So Joanita, a lot of people are asking for, which is something I'm going to videos on how to properly sell, like how to actually. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. This conclusion. So for this conclusion, decide to make the conclusion centric. See, it's centric. And then given the space, the sizing. I know because this is parents, so I can come here to elements. Welcome. You're welcome. But this time I'm gonna use graphics. Okay, so I'm gonna come here to grab this love. So I'm gonna send this love to the click on it and then go to layers. Text you want it to be. So as you guys can see now, what I want to do next to make it transparent as big as possible because this is actually conclusion. All right. So once you're done, feel free to unselect it, and now we have our beautiful conclusion. Okay. So let me just make this one stretched out a bit. Reduce this one as well. In fact, I can even make it centric. I can make everything centric. This one like me that wants returning customers, you want to ensure that inside your ebook as well, you're adding for more inquiries or you're adding for more lovely group you have, social media to you or join your community, whatever, continuously buy from you because they enjoy your page. You come here to pages or come here to group for more inquiries or to reach us or enjoy our ebook. It all depends. Example, it's more or less a method of you getting, continuous continuous returning customers. All right, so enjoy our email community. Then you can start adding your social media handles and all. I can just put, just select. This is just an example. And if you want to add your, normal thing here, okay, so all you have to do is come here to elements, set logos over here. Just click on it, reduce it, add it to the front of your handle. I can add it to the front of my handle. Okay, and add all the logo. You don't have to struggle to go start finding logos on Google and all. Just come here, Facebook. So I'm gonna come here to graphics. Scroll down, you guys can see. It's all about trying to catch you. What we're done here, we have all content ready. This is gonna be the first page, and then we have the multiple pages. Chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, like. And then you want to come here to download. So once you're here in download, you want to come here to all. You want to ensure all is selected, and rather than downloading it as a PNG, because this is actually coming here to file type, click on downloading everything, either digital or print, anything. Okay, so once you're done, just click on download, and then our internal content itself is going to be downloaded. Now let's just preview everything. Let's ensure that it looks good. Whoever buys it, let's say they're using a mobile device, this is how it's going to look like. This is going to be the title, this is going to be the introduction, while they're reading it. Okay, so now once you're finally done, you can actually do this by using AI tools. For example, I can come here to chat to actually so for me to download it separate, you want to ensure this time you're coming here to share again, come here to download, and then you want to ensure you're downloading it as a picture. You can use PNG and then just select this page. So once you select this page, it's just going to download the image of this first page. It's on Seller here. We're going to start, setting up our product to sell. Okay, so now for us to get started, you want to come here to digital products. All right, so you want to come here to this where we're going to add our cover we just downloaded. You can even now I can scroll down to make it faster. I can simply add our internal book, the PDF we just downloaded right now. So I can as well just drag and drop it here. Okay, so we have to the description and all. All right, so once this is done, let's just scroll back to the top. So perfect, we have our cover and we have our internal content added. So my idea for this particular ebook called ebook, so I'm just going to once I'm done with this ebook, I'm here to actually create a convincing message. A whole lot of people will be interested in this particular ebook. Okay, so I'm going to sell it at a very minimal price, get people to actually buy it, community. So it's going to be easy for me to do my email marketing. Email marketing is something I also believe I need to also show you guys on this channel. I need to teach you guys more about email marketing. As you guys, softwares I use to follow up with people to actually continue to buy what I sell. Okay, so I'll also be creating kind of ebook. Okay, so I'm also going to be adding show strata original price. I'm going to make the original price 11.5. Okay, and then I'm going to be selling it for just 5,000. So giving them a quicker means of wanting to buy the product because they feel like they're paying less for the value. It's just the sales strategy. Okay, now the next thing here is the name of the product itself. Okay, so I'm going to come back here, paste it. Okay, so love in digital age. So I'm going to put a colon at the front so that they understand it up. Once you're done setting it up, our seller is going to autofill the correct currencies for the amount to actually set. Now, the next thing here is the description. I'm going to ask chat to emotional description. All right. Now, chat is actually going to generate a very lovely description. And this is, as you guys can see, this is not just another relationship ebook. This is a true, and it's also, indirectly trying to hook you to read more and enjoy the description itself. So I'm going to copy it, come here, and then paste the description, as you guys can see. All right. So now I can start adding more fonts. So header 2, all these points here, I can highlight everything. I can make them bold. So love in the digital age, I can. So let's make this okay. Perfect. All right. So let me just here is for you to just while you're adding your ebook to the affiliate network, so that affiliate marketers. But let's just go for marriage, dating. Which one of them should we go for? All right, so now the next thing here is variations. So if once it's done, I'm also going to specify here for my categories for my store, my seller store. I've created more tutorials on this. You guys can check out my 20 about your store. You're trying to be able to section your store to look very organized. All right, so for this particular ebook, I'm going to select the ebook so that it should automatically redirect by an external URL. This is in case you want to add a link for people to join your community. Let's say you have a WhatsApp group already or Facebook group already. So this is where you're going to build your community more and more. But then I'm not going to add my community here. All right, or for the sake of this particular ebook, I don't think I want to create a community because I don't have a relationship community. Rather, I have more of a digital money making community. Okay, so that's why, unless I just want to create a fresh that your product is ready. So like it looks at the bottom where you have customized URL, and then you can change this to the title of the book itself. Okay, so I'm going to copy it here, Ctrl C, come back here, more realistic and more trustworthy. So the final thing you want to do is to click on update product here, and now you have your product updated. Now this is the link, and I'm going to start approaching a whole lot of my customers already, previous customers, and I'm going to show them this new product for them to actually purchase, and I'm going to convince them. All right, distractor price. This is the here to chat, and then I'm going to tell chat to write me of actually buy this ebook. Okay, I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to paste it here. Let me go back. To write me a complete to use and Facebook search. And see, once I click on enter, direct messaging, like I said, I'm going to focus, inside the show structure price. Okay, so I'm going to start with people I know really love relationships. A whole lot of female friends I have and male friends, all marketing, it's all about sales. All right, so, and all, and at the end of the day, into I want to believe you guys learned a whole lot in this how to really get sales. Okay, so let me just say this is something a whole lot of people are struggling to do. Okay, it's one thing to create the ebook, and it's another completely thing, to sell the ebook, which is actually the most important. And this is something a whole lot of people do not talk about. Okay, so now for this particular ebook, I'm going to start with what we call direct selling. Direct selling is just about you talking to people, because when people being able to network, being able to convince people to buy something of value. Okay, so that's exactly what I'm going to do right now to get my first step in getting more sales. Then if I'm really creating an e-branding, by heading to communities on Facebook groups that deals with this particular niche. Or I can decide to just run Facebook advertisement. Okay, but for now, I'm going to focus on the easiest way to make sales: direct selling. Then I want to believe you guys learned a whole lot in this live video with your friends and family members. And I will see you guys in my next highly informative video or live stream.